Okay, final thoughts. Final thoughts of Dungeon Keeper. Very good, very inventive with its levels. Considering effectively this is effectively this is a 2D game. Very inventive with how it generates difficulty. Incredibly, there was a mission at one point when the keeper just comes for you really early and you have loads of space. That mission was great. It was incredibly hard and it was great. I did also really like, although not at the time, I actually really liked the mission where you had like your dungeon set out for you at the start with, I think it was like 1 block of infinite gold. And the problem is the other keeper had level 10 monsters. They just had them. Your job in that level to win was to cut off their economy, cut off their gold supply, and that was a huge learning curve. That's a huge learning curve. But like I said, didn't enjoy it at the time. Very much enjoyed it afterwards because that was a very big lesson to learn. Starting levels, really, really good. They showed you that not all creatures are the same. The Lords of the Lands are incredibly strong. I found the Horned Reapers to be an absolute nightmare. They were an interesting problem to manage. Not sure how much they actually added to the gameplay. Considering whenever you got one, considering it's the poster boy of the game, when you got one, it was always a feeling of, oh no, you know. It was like yes, and then oh no, you know, and that always sort of stigmatizes that monster for me. I think it would have been better if they didn't have the anger mechanic, you know, if they were just good, they were there, they were like your version of the Lord of the Land, the Knight. The mechanic of capturing and then transferring creatures to your side, incredibly good, because then it gives you a real cost to murdering them, because it's like, am I going to be able to murder them to the point where my imps won't get scared and they'll actually pick them up before they just stand up and start attacking me again, even though they'll have 1 life. Incredibly good, because some of those monsters will heal themselves as soon as they stand up, and then they have like 4 bits of life, and then that's a huge problem for the back of your army as well as the front. Not giving us the bridge on the last level, I found was a bit crap, to be honest, especially as you can create, it seems a bit nonsensical, you can create training rooms with big flailing spinning flails, and you can create like torture chambers, and you can create all of this stuff, but your imps can't figure out a bridge. Yeah, it just seems a bit nonsensical. It was a good way to artificially create difficulty, but not in a way that's enjoyable. It was more of a, oh, I've got to deal with this, you know? And then you've got a very unsatisfying map at the end where there's like a lot of blue, even though although the blue keeper is already dead. It just doesn't look that good. Like, as a final mission, the final mission I actually thought was very good. If it just had that bridge and gave you access to all of the, because it's a final mission, all of the rooms, because it's a final mission, it's supposed to be effectively a big hurrah. You use everything you have learned through your entire playthrough. You have to stop certain things from happening. You have to deal with other things. Like, it was good. It was good, but the whole like, oh, you've killed the avatar and then it spawns with everything is you know, it's a bit of a like, well, this is happening then, isn't it? Like, it just means that once you've done it once and you've failed, you immediately know that it's coming, so it immediately just loses all like all like interest factor, all I want to say all surprise, kind of like a horror game, where like you go through the jump scare once and you're like, oh my god, and now you know. So then next time you go for it, you're like, well, it was coming. You know, there's no like variability in it. What I would have liked to have seen is a couple missions before. I think it was like sort of over here. There was one mission where you had to like lock it off, or else they would just appear. There was like 3 channels into your base, and you had to make sure that your walls were done very, very quickly, or else they would get in and just murder you with constant streams of enemies. I think in the last level, it would have been a little better if they had done something like that, where they spawned, say, in the top left of the map, and they had the ability to just cut through walls. But they were in the top left of the map. You knew where they were. So as soon as you killed the avatar, it would like spawn him at the top. It would show you that he has spawned, and then you have this much time to survive it. You know, and you have like a true path that they're going to take. I think that would be possibly my only criticism. The creature pool on the last level seemed a bit lacking as well. Like, I didn't get many mistresses. And I love my mistresses. I had like 1 bile demon. I had like a load of vampires and just a load of dragons. That's like not a very dynamic army. It just seems like the most optimized army imaginable. You know, like dragons are good for everything and they're kind of tanky, whereas like maybe 6 bile demons, that's a wall of flesh that will take a really long time to get through. And then you could have a mistress like kill team that you could drop in, so like 7 or 8 mistresses that always recharged, you know what I mean? So if a couple of them die, then 2 more would spawn, but they'd be level 1 again. You'd have to like train them up and stuff like that. Like I think that type of thing would have been much better, just a more varied army, because all I was really dealing with at the end was dragons and vampires, you know. But yes, an extremely good game, extremely good. It is very, very hard. Once you get, I think basically once you get to like here, the difficulty level just sort of starts off low and then just goes poof, and just sort of goes up and then just stays there. It's just like, oh, okay. And then at the end it's just sort of, it dips with the difficulty, but then like you have to know what's coming, which I didn't really like, but insane. Absolutely insane game. I'm nitpicking, obviously, and this game is from 1997, so YouTube tells me. So, you know, wasn't as polished back then, I'm sure, but even the little things in this game are absolutely wild. All the creatures, when you like use the spell to control a creature, all the creatures had names. They had like different abilities they could use. Like, they were like, it is a very in-depth game, like very, very good. Voice acting, VA work, incredible, absolutely incredible. Art direction, consistent throughout. Like, there was no like monster, there was no like weird JPEG in it, there was no like, you know what I mean? There was no real strangeness. Everything looked of that world, and that is really the best case scenario for graphics. Obviously, very, very limited in terms of graphics at that time, but they did incredibly well with what they have right now. Yeah, it was just absolutely insane. Even the storyline, which is a bit weird to say for an instance-based like RTS game, but like the storyline, very, very simple. You are evil, there's a lovely place, go kill it, like go destroy it, and bit by bit. And like you have other keepers coming in, you have other like Lords of the Lands coming in, like you have keepers fighting each other, keepers pairing with each other to fight you, keepers pairing with each other, and then the Lord of the Land like we had in the last one. Really, really good. Power-ups. The level to all creatures, really, really good. Resurrect creatures, don't feel like it added really anything to the game as such. The transfer creature. The transfer creature was good, but I feel like it was a bit of a crux at the end. I really do. I feel like all the levels like all the way around here and up here had a transfer creature. And in a sense, sometimes you did need it. Like, I'm sure there are ways to run a level and not need it, but I feel like you would fail so many times that you wouldn't be able to do it. Like, that the average player would stop. And I think that's probably what I did around here as a kid. I think I'd get to like here, it would all get a bit too hard and I'd just stop. Not the way it goes now, apparently. But yes, incredible game. And you can tell it's an incredible game because I have so many thoughts and feelings about it at the end. And if it's a bad game, you won't have those thoughts and feelings. You'll just be like, you know, just a bit But this game gives me so much passion for it that it's really worth a play. If you are like, it takes a little bit of running. I play the GOG version. The GOG version runs out of the box. As soon as you boot it up, it'll boot up in a MS-DOS box, or a DOS box. It asks you if you want Dungeon Keeper or Deeper Dungeons with the 1 and 2 key. You hit 1 and boom, you're in Dungeon Keeper. Everything is fine. You're ready to go. Yeah, very, very good. Oh, on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give this a 9 for now, a 10 at the time. Like easy 10 at the time. Like easy 10 at the time. The only reason it's a 9 for now is because I feel like it could just... I feel like now... Actually, no, I would make it a 10. I would make it a 10 for now. Because I'm thinking about sort of the time period now versus the time period then. But if it was built now, it would have a load of... It'd have a load of microtransactions and rubbish in it. And there'd be like... I don't know, some type of weirdness with the creatures or something. You wouldn't be able to slap a creature or something like that. It would be something a bit silly. Yeah, because it'd be like animal cruelty, or it'd be something. But yeah, I would say 10 out of 10. Definite 10 out of 10. If you haven't played it before, I would very much recommend. The requirements to play this extremely low. Get yourself on GOG, pay for the bundle, because this comes with Dungeon Keeper 1 and Dungeon Keeper 2. When I brought it, it was like £3 of like Great British pounds. I don't know what that equates to in US dollars and stuff like that. It's probably like, I don't know, $4 US maybe, unsure, but it'll be around that. Yeah, incredible game, absolutely incredible. Yeah, and weirdly accessible for all ages. Like I said, I played this as a kid and I play it as an adult, and I still had the same level of fun both cases, which is very, very good. So if you're trying to teach a kid about, you know, like maths and controlling like different areas, like different things doing different things at different times, so like your imps mining, your imps like claiming things, I don't want to go this way because there might be traps, there might be something negative that way. Again, incredible. I think this could be a huge learning tool because there's also text that you want to read. I myself, as a kid, I struggled with reading, which you probably realise as you watch through my playthroughs, but games like this with so much passion and stuff like that behind them really helped increase my reading level, like unbelievably, more than like any paper book, more than any audio book, like more than anything like that, more than any like helped reading session, whatever. Like this type of thing, if you can get someone passionate about it, and they want to know more of the lore, and you just go, oh, you should read the little thing. Incredible, because it helps you pull information from words. Oh, I love this game. Oh my god. Well, that is it for Dungeon Keeper 1. We do have access to Dungeon Keeper 2. I'm probably going to leave that a little while because we also have access to the Thief games. There's Halo 2. There's a couple of other games that I kind of want to play, kind of just want to mess around with some stuff, because this was a very long playthrough. But yeah, this was great. Highly enjoyable. Thank you very much for being here, if you still are, and I will catch you in the next one. Go have some fun. See ya.